It is almost impossible to hear all sides to a story. Imagine you and your younger sibling are fighting. They run in tears to your mum to tell them what happened, and by the time you get there, she's already made up her mind about the situation. She doesn't necessarily know the full story or the reason for the fight. Her view has essentially been positioned to one side. Literature works in a very similar way between author and audience, known as the interplay of subject and agency. Rob Pope writes an excellent chapter about this in his textual intervention book, which is what I'll be referring to today. Agency in storytelling is about characters being able to contribute to a story in a meaningful way. In this context, subject or subject position refers to point of view or perspective. As a reader, we are provided with subject position based on the amount of agency a writer allows. Or in more simpler terms, whose side of the story are we hearing? Pope looks at how authors might have privileged, marginalised or excluded subject positions altogether. What might this say in terms of gender, race, age or social class? And this has a massive impact on the way that we empathise with subjects, but also the way we understand text altogether. Breakup songs are a good example of this. Take Olivia Rodrigo's Driver's License, for example. Olivia, as the protagonist, has complete agency as the speaking subject, placing herself in the role of the victim, or as Pope suggests, the innocent done to. The ex-love interest is the spoken to subject, referred to with interpersonal pronouns such as you and your. The blonde girl is the spoken about subject, referred to in depersonalised pronouns like she and her. These two characters are denied agency in Olivia's song, since she's singing from her own perspective. People love a good romantic drama, and this is the kind of text that Olivia's song lends itself to. It became a TikTok trend to rewrite a song from Driver's License from a different perspective.
He said forever before ever wasn't that long. He's the only boy that you've brought home.
Some people have also taken a more humorous, tongue-in-cheek approach by introducing new subjects that fit into the story's context, like the lady behind the car.
Did she just get her driver's license? 'Cause I've been stuck behind her car.
These creative parody trends, in more academic terms, are the perfect example of recentering subject and agency, introducing a complex interplay of personal, interpersonal, and depersonalized trajectories. We also see this in a lot of contemporary texts where the author denies agency to the villain or the side characters, creating opportunity to extend the franchise or introduce origin stories, essentially recentering the text to a whole new level of meaning. Think prequel to The Lord of the Rings or The Joker. Even Six the Musical jokingly plays on the fact that their voices as female mistresses of Henry VIII have been silenced.
All you ever hear and read about is our ex and the way it ended.
This speaks to feminism and lack of female voice in some texts, particularly historical events. Pope also explores the idea of who speaks, authors interplaying perspective changes in their texts. Beautiful Mess by Claire Christian, for example, has two protagonists and changes perspective between each chapter. The musical Hamilton recounts the story of American founding father Alexander Hamilton during the Revolutionary War. While there are underlying themes of sexism and male power, the writer creatively varies agency throughout the show and almost conceals information until a new subject is allowed agency. For example, the song Helpless encapsulates Eliza's relationship with newfound lover Hamilton, sung from her perspective as they're about to get married. Eliza's sister Angelica then sings Satisfied, which, coming straight after Helpless, provides a whole new contextual meaning to the relationship itself.
At least I keep his eyes in my life.
This reveals Angelica's secret desire for her sister's lover, whilst also hinting at potential feelings being reciprocated by Hamilton. Without allowing Angelica agency through this song, the story would be none the wiser towards the love triangle, showing that allowing and denying agency can completely change a text's meaning. As Pope says, each subject position offers not just a slightly different version of the same event, but substantially different events altogether. It is clear Rob Pope's reading identifies a really interesting concept when it comes to changing subject and agency for deeper understanding. We see fans of books, movies and songs often recentering subject position and rewriting stories from various points of view. So next time you're enjoying a text, ask yourself, did the author really provide you with the whole story, or is there an underlying voice still yet to be explored?